Hello, and welcome to Voices in Education. I am your host, Natasha Lee. Hello, and welcome to another live conversation. Yes, welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Voices in Education. And to all returning viewers, listeners, and subscribers, welcome back. All right. So for this one, we're definitely going to talk about, the Costa Cup and just some updates for you in the context of points, etc. All right. And I would love to hear from you. Who do you believe is going to win the DaCosta Cup competition this year? All right. We'd love to hear from you. And also, how are you supporting your school? Are you showing up to the matches? What are you doing? Are you a part of the coaching staff? Just let me know how you're supporting your your school. Parent, who are you? Let me know how you're supporting your school. For this conversation, you can participate in the live chat or you can call the WhatsApp number that you see on screen. All right. So would definitely love to hear from you. And at this point, if you have not yet liked this video, please give this video a like. Also, hit that subscription button if you're new to this space. All right. So hit the subscription button and also share. I'm just going to give you, the opportunity to share this live right now. So I'm just going to go back to some music. All right, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hello and welcome, welcome. Let me know in the live chat if you're hearing me clearly. All right, please comment in the live chat and let me know if you're hearing me clearly. All right, and also hit the like button, hit the subscription button, hit the share button, and let us have a conversation, a very interesting one. And so the focus here is on D cup. D cup, yes, I'm a country girl, but of course we're going to talk about the Manning Cup tomorrow. But today we're going to focus on the D cup, all right? And more genius. Thank you for liking, all right? So hit the like button. Let me know, guys, if you're hearing me clearly. Let me know in the chat, and we're about to get things going. So I'm just waiting to get that confirmation. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly in the chat, and welcome, 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 welcome if you're just tuning in. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I can't sing, but I love to sing, so all right, so let me know also. All right, thank you so much, more genius, sounding clear. I like that. I like that. Also, let me know which school you are supporting. Where are you tuning from? And let me know which school you're supporting. So let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So as you can see on screen now, I have some points for you, right? I have some information for you here on screen, and you'll see the zones, all right? So right now you should be seeing zone A and zone B, all right? And we're going to take a look at the scores, all right, as provided by Issa. All right, so we're going to take a look at that. All right, and in zone A, all right, almost got my tongue tied there. We have Irwin, Cornwall, St. James, Green Pond, Maldon, and Spot Valley. So you can see here, P, I guess, for matches played. And everyone in this zone pretty much played one match so far. And let me just say too that these results, these updates are provided or were provided earlier today by Issa. And so I am sharing this, I guess based on, what Issa shared today, all right? And so, and as we know, matches are being played. So this, information is going to be updated as the matches are played, all right? So we can look at the total goals scored for zone A, 6, all right? So we're not seeing a lot of goals in zone A, all right? But we're seeing, matches here. So in terms of the goals, we're seeing Irwin. So 3 goals here, 4, and Cornwall 2, and St. James High on 1. All right, so those are the 6 goals so far in zone A, and they're doing good. So no cards, no cards. That's good to see, no cards. And pretty much you see Irwin there at the top of the table so far, and then Cornwall, St. James, Green Pond, Maldon, and Spot Valley in that order. So that's pretty much what is happening for zone A. All right, guys, so please remember to hit the like button. All right, do not be afraid to hit the like button and the subscription button as well. All right, let's go to zone B. All right, so in zone B, we see a total goals here, total goals 15. But in terms of cards, we see here 3 yellow cards. So we're seeing that. And let's look at the table here. So schools in this zone are Rosses, Merlin Otti, Frome, Green Island, and Cambridge. All right. And we can see here the goals. All right, let me just check. I'm doing a quick check. All right, this is good. Just wondering if I missed a school, but 5 in this one. All right, so we see Rasis at the top and goals for 4, 6 against 1, and their goal difference is 5. And pretty much you'll see the points there, 3 points, and they're at the top, I guess, doing better there on goal difference. Then we have Merlin Otti, all right, From Tech, Green Island, and then Cambridge. All right, so notice here in this table, Cambridge, they played 2 games, as well as Merlin Otti, all right? So 2 games there, all right? So just look at that. And so when you think about the things here, Cambridge is not doing too well right now, all right, with 2 games. And, you know, at the bottom, Green Island is yet to play, all right? So we see Green Island is yet to play a game and not yet, you know, scoring. So Cambridge is at the bottom of this one, all right? Please remember that you can call in and, you know, share. And you can also share in the chat. So this is just, you know, an update of what is happening. All right, let's move on and look at Zone C. All right. In Zone C, we have Ocherius, York Castle, Cedric Titus, Brownstone, William Nib, Fern Court, Not Gallimore, and Discovery Bay. All right, so here in this zone, we have 8 schools in this one. So a pretty big zone here. And as we look, the total goals for this C zone is 27. All right, that's the total. We see about 4 yellow cards so far. All right. And look at Ocherius, like Ocherius, 15 goals in one match. All right, so that says a lot about Ocherius and Discovery Bay. All right, so 15 goals. So I believe Ocherius High is a school to look out for, and I guess we want to see how far they go in this one. York Castle, they're in the number 2 spot there, and we see 5 goals for. All right, and then Cedric Titus, so they are there too, 5 goals, but you know, goal against 1, and so their goal difference is going to be not as good as York Castle there on 5, as opposed to Cedric Titus on 4. And then we look at Brownstone High, and we see, you know, winning 1 goal for, and we see the goal difference there. William Nib, and this is interesting now. So we're seeing quite a few schools in this zone. All right. No, this is 1 match. Okay, 1. Oh, they're all on 1. All right, I was misreading that. All right, so William Nib, they lost. So you realize the top 4 pretty much winning, and the remaining 4 are the losers so far in this group. So William Nib, Fern Court, you know, Not, and Discovery Bay. All right, but we see Discovery Bay, you know, getting like 15. That's a lot. And so If it goes down to, for example, goal difference, we know that Ocherius High, they're pretty much now, in a good spot where I guess goal difference is concerned. But I guess Ochi is a school to look out for given this first game, and it could be that Discovery Bay is, weak, but let's see. Let's see. It's just the first one, and guys, you can definitely bounce back. All right. So, not winning your first game, students, is not an indication that you cannot do well. All right. So, definitely, and as I'll say to you, parents, community members, teachers, go out and support the students. They have worked hard for the season, still working hard, and they're trying to give it their best shot. So support your team. Do not jump ship. Support your team. All right? Definitely. In the next zone here, zone D, total goals, just three. So 3 goals and no cards for this one. And here we have Petersfield, Black River, Mannings, Nakalva, and Grange Hill. All right, so far, with the exception of Nakalva, each school has played, one match, one game. And let's look. Petersfield with a win there. All right, so goals for 1. They're on 1 in terms of goal difference there. And then let's move over to Black River. And this is a draw. And Mannings as well, a draw there. All right, so we're seeing that goals for, goals against, 1-1 there. And Nakalva yet to play. Grange Hill, and they lost here. So I am assuming they lost to Petersfield. So Black River and Mannings, they played, to a draw there. All right, so we're seeing this table, not so much, but, in terms of looking out for a team, and I'm not too sure, but I'm going to say perhaps Mannings might be a team to look out for. Let me know in the chat. What are your views? Would love to hear from you in this regard. All right. Please hit the like button. Also hit that subscription button. All right. Let's move on. All right. Have you seen your school yet? Let me know in the chat. Would love to hear from you. And soon you'll see the WhatsApp number back on screen. Would definitely love to hear from you as well. All right, so zone E, we see a total goals. So total goals here, 12. We see a few yellow cards. I'm just trying to total right now. About 11 yellow cards. All right, so we see, total 11 from the schools here in the zone. All right, Monroe picking up, 3, and Lacovia as well. And then, all right. So in this one, we have BB Coke, Stets, Magati, Monroe, Newell, Sydney Pagan, Lacovia, and Roger Clark. All right. So we see here BB Coke 6, and they're pretty much sitting at the top of the table. Stets, they played 1, they win, and they're there in the number 2 spot because BB Coke, as you can see, goal difference is better there. Magati, they draw, or they had, they had a draw there with, I'm not sure with who just yet, because we're seeing 4 teams, so it could be, either way there. But let's see in terms of goals here. All right, so that's that for Magati there in terms of points. So as you can see, once there's a draw, it's 1 point, and Monroe as well in that same mix there. All right, and we see Newell High. All right. Hello to all the students of Newell High School. I know I have, a family member attending Newell and, family members who have attended Newell High School. So hello to you. All right. So we see Newell there. Pretty much, the same story for Magotty, Monroe, Newell, and Sydney Pagan. And Sydney Pagan apparently is a new school, the STEM Academy, if I'm not mistaken, in St. Anne. St. Anne? I'm not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Perhaps not, because most of these schools are in St. Elizabeth. All right, then we see Lacovia. All right, Lacovia. They played one, they lost. So Lacovia there. All right. And then Roger Clark, they played one, they lost. So based on the goal difference here, Roger Clark pretty much played against BB Cook. So BB Cook, they won against Roger Clark High. And I'll say right now, Stets was victorious against Lacovia High School. That looks like it. All right, so again, you see there BB Cook, Stets, your top two there in this table. So who do you believe is going to come out? I know that Stets is a big name. So looking forward to seeing Stets out for sure and would love to hear from you. What are your views on this zone? So 12 goals in this one overall, and let's go to the next one. All right, so we're at zone F, and this looks like Manchester. All right. So in this one, we have Bel Air, Manchester, De Carteret, Mount St. Joseph, Mayday, Cross Keys. All right, so welcome again. If you're just tuning in, we're just looking at the updates. So the DaCosta Cup update so far, as provided by Issa earlier today. And as you might suspect, as the games continue, the table is going to be updated for sure. All right, so I'll try my best to provide you with those updates as they are published. All right, so here we see Bel Air at the top here. All right, so Bel Air, and they pretty much goes 8 goals in their first match and 1 against there. And Manchester, Chester, all right, also winning their first one there, 5 goals. All right, so none against, so going good there. De Carteret also winning their first game and 3 goals in that one. Mount St. Joseph, and we see Mount St. Joseph losing their first game, and the goal difference here, I'm seeing, okay, -3. All right, so pretty much De Carteret then and Mount St. Joseph. Those two were in that game. Then we have Mayday High and Mayday losing their first match too. And let's see, to Manchester, to Chester. So their goal difference -5. And over to Cross Keys. And Cross Keys here lost their first match to Bel Air. All right, so Cross Keys at the bottom of the table. And again, as I said before, guys, please support the students. Please support your school. And not because it's the first match, it's not over. And even if they're not winning, still support them. Just by going out there on that field makes them, all winners. All right, so just support them. All right, so in this one, we have, I guess, total goals here, 17. And in terms of cards, we see, a few cards, perhaps about four, yeah, four yellow cards in this one. All right. So let's now move on to G. All right, zone G. And here we have Mile Gully, Christiana, Knox, Alphonsus Davis, Homewood, Belfield. All right, so Mile Gully is at the top here, winning their first one. So scoring 3 goals in that first game with, one yellow card there. And then Christiana, they also won their first match. So 2 goals they scored, but, one against them. So pretty much goal difference there, 1. And the Knox College, they won their first game as well, scoring 1 goal in that match. So we see next here Alphonsus Davis, and they lost. And let me see if I can figure out who they lost to. Would this be Knox? Perhaps Knox College, based on the number here, and Homewood Tech in the number 5 spot. They seem to lose to Christiana. All right, so there, and then Belfield, they lost to Mile Gully. All right, so in this one, we're seeing about 6 yellow cards issued so far. And again, go out and support your teams. All right. Let me know in the chat, who are you supporting? The chat looks, quiet. Am I missing? Oh, Central, more genius. One Central. And soon we'll see Central. Central will be playing this Saturday. Central versus Glenmere High School. We can't miss that one. Central High, one Central, will be playing with Color Red this Saturday. If you know people, you know how I'm feeling right now. If you know, you know. All right. Let's go to the next. All right, let's move on. All right, let's try this again. All right, here we go. All right, so zone H, all right, total goals 14. And we're seeing quite a bit of yellow cards. I should have added, the yellow cards before coming here, but let's see. This one is quite a lot here. About 11 yellow cards for this one. All right, so let's take a look at the zone. So we're in Clarendon right now. Edwin Allen, Clarendon College, Kellitz, Thompson Town, Lennon, Claude McKay. All right, so Edwin Allen, we see in their first, match scoring 7 and pretty much 1 against here. Goal difference 6. Clarendon College, we see 5. All right, so goal difference 5. Kellitz, we see goal, all right, they scored a goal in their first match and goal difference they're on 1. Lennon, they lost to, Thompson Town. All right, they lost there and we're seeing them on 1. So I believe Thompson Town perhaps lost to Kellitz, all right? So -1 goal difference there. Lennon for sure lost to Clarendon College, so they're on that -5 in terms of goal difference. And Claude McKay High, they lost to Edwin Allen High, and so you'll see their goal difference there of -6. So far in this one, Edwin Allen and Clarendon College, and for sure, I would love to see that match between Edwin Allen and Clarendon College, that would be that is going to be something to look forward to for sure. All right, and that should be a very good one. All right, Japanese Sports Talk, welcome, welcome. Big up to the family. Big up to you too, Japi, and the work that you're doing. So, guys, please remember to go over and check out Japi's Sports Talk as well. All right. So, Voices in Education is sending you there. All right. Wonderful. So, this is pretty much what the table is looking like for zone H. All right. Again, we're expecting Clarendon College to perhaps dominate and, be at the top of this table. So we'll see. And again, this is information that is current, I guess, as of today, earlier today, based on, ISA and what they provided. All right. So as matches are being played, the numbers are going to change. All right. So just remember that. So our next zone I, total goals 17. And we can see in terms of schools here, Taki, Anata Bay, Horace Clark, Wycliffe Martin, St. Mary Iona, St. Mary Tech, Caron Hall. All right, so let's take a look at, what's happening with the schools in this one. And we see Taki, they won their first game and the goals 8. So they scored 8 goals, picking up 1 yellow card there. Anata Bay, they played won that game. And we see 4 goals being scored and 1 against. So their goal difference is 3. And Horace Clark, they played 1 as well, won that one, and they are also on 3 in terms of goal difference, scoring, 3 goals. All right. Wycliffe Martin, they played 1, they won that game, and 1 goal. So they scored 1 goal in this one. St. Mary High, all right, they lost. And you see -1 there in terms of goal difference. Iona High, they lost. And we're seeing here -3 in terms of goal difference. So Iona High appears to have played Anata Bay, all right, in that one. Let's look at St. Mary Tech, playing 1, losing that game, and, -3 in terms of goal difference. So perhaps that was with, Horace Clark there. And here we have Caron Hall, and they lost their game, and this is obviously to Taki, and in terms of goal difference, -8. All right, so let me know which school you're supporting. Let me know in the chat. And I'm seeing more and more genius there saying Ale Japanese. All right, definitely. All right, wonderful. Welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, if this is your first time here, Voices in Education is a safe space where we can share and learn from each other. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're just looking at the table updates for the various zones in the DaCosta Cup. All right, so tomorrow I'll try to provide you updates with, for the Manning Cup. All right, so this is DaCosta Cup. And I guess I'm biased because I'm a country girl. Sorry, I'm a country girl, but for sure, we're going to balance things and provide you with the Manning Cup updates as well. All right, so let's move on. All right, so Zone J. All right. And total goals in this one so far, 7 and 7 yellow cards. In this one, we have Dintil, Charlie Mont, Enid Bennett, Yorton, and McGraw. All right. So far, with the exception of, okay, Enid Bennett. So we're pretty much seeing all the schools playing a match. All right. And so Enid Bennett is yet to play, but I guess that will happen very soon. And Japanese Sports Talk is saying big up genius. Wonderful. Great place to be, right? All right. So Dintil, they won their first game, and we see here they scored, 3 goals, but one against. So their goal difference here, 2. And Charlemont, they won their first game and scored 2 goals, one again. So their goal difference is 1. And let's move to Uwarton. And Uwarton playing that first game, they lost to, let's see, perhaps this is Charlemont that they lost to, appearing that way. And then we have McGraw, all right, appearing to lose to Dintil there, all right, -2 goal difference for McGraw and -1 for Uwarton. And again, Enid Bennett is yet to play. And I guess because it's an uneven number in this one, so soon we will see, them in a game, all right? So that's it for this one. All right, so we're at Zone K. All right, in Zone K, we're seeing total goals 15, and we have about 8 yellow cards so far. And the schools here, Paul Bogle, Morant Bay, Yalas, and Robert Lightburn. All right, so one match. So each school has played one match so far. All right, this zone is going to be quick, I guess, for schools. And Paul Bogle, they won their first match there, 10 goals. So they scored 10. All right, so that's a big goal difference there, 10. Morant Bay, they won their first match as well. And we're seeing they scored 3 goals and, 2 goals against. So with a goal difference of 1. Yalas, and it's obvious here, Yalas played Morant Bay High and lost to Morant Bay, but I guess somewhat of a 2, so not too bad there in terms of, losing for Yalas. So you see they scored 2, but, 3 goals again, so -1 in terms of goal difference. And Robert Lightburn obviously played Paul Bogle in this one, and 10 goals against -10 goal difference. All right, so again, I must emphasize that go out, support your schools. We want to see you doing that. It's important that you do that. These students have been preparing for the entire season, for months, still preparing. And some of them, they're doing that without the requisite resources as basic as a playing field. Some schools do not have that, and so they are doing with what they have. And so we want to support them. We definitely want to support them and help them to be the best that they can be. All right, Zone L. Why is it Zone L? Perhaps my favorite zone. I guess it's my favorite zone in the DaCosta Cup right now, Zone L. So in this one, we see a total of 22 goals, one yellow card so far, right? And we see Dembe High picking that up. But in this zone, we have Dembe, Glenmuir, Central, Old Darba, and Porus. I'm not sure how Porus made it to this one, but I guess we're happy to see Porus. I believe they were not in the D Cup last season, and I'm not sure if this is their first time, but I don't think they were in last season, and I stand corrected on this one. I doubt Porus was in last season. All right, but let's take a look at Demby at the top here on 18. So they scored 18 goals in their match, their first match against Porus. So Demby has a goal difference of 18, while Porus, they lost to Demby and their goal difference is minus 18. Glenmuir, another powerhouse, all right, here, right? They played one game and they won. So Old Darba, they lost to Glenmuir. So Glenmuir, they scored 4. Goal difference for Old Darba, minus 4, all right? And here, Centralized, they're yet to play. They're yet to play, but you will see them Central Eye on Saturday. This Saturday, Central Eye and Glenmuir High. They will be playing this Saturday. And as you should know, Central Eye, they're the runner-up. All right. So they and CC, Clarendon College, met in the D Cup final last season. So we want to see Central and what Central is looking like this season. All right. So one Central, big up Colored. Colored. All right. So as you know, guys, this is one that I am going to look out for and definitely stay tuned. Definitely try to bring you some live updates, Central and Glenmuir. All right. So this one is going to be, this table is going to be one to definitely look out for. And for sure, I don't know it's gonna go, but let's see. We just have to wait and see. But please remember to support the students, support your team. All right, let's move on. All right, zone M, total goals 7. We're seeing about 3 yellow cards. And in this one, we're still somewhat in Clarendon with perhaps an exception here, Tatius Golding. And we have Kemsill High, Garvey Masio, Vertec, Foga Road, and Tatius Golding. All right, so Kemsill, we see Kemsill here. And I'm happy to see Kemsill, starting off very good. So this is good to see. Playing 1, winning, and goals 4. So they scored 4 and goals against 2, goal difference 2. Garvey Masio, so they won their first game, scoring 1, goal difference 1. And Vertec is yet to play Foga Road, and I believe this is Garvey and Foga. They played, and so Foga lost to Garvey Masio, and we're seeing that -1 goal difference there. And Tatius Golding, they seem to have lost to Kemsill High, and so Tatius Golding, they're on a -2 goal difference. All right, let's take a look at zone N. All right, in zone N, Total goals 7, and we have Happy Grove, Titchfield, Fair Prospect, and Port Antonio. All right, so sitting at the top here, Happy Grove. So they played 1 and they scored 5, goal difference 5. Titchfield played 1, scored 2, goal difference 2. And Fair Prospect, yes, based on this number here, they lost to Titchfield. And so their goal difference -2. And Port Antonio, they lost to Happy Grove. And so goal difference for Port Antonio -5. All right. So again, guys, welcome if you're just tuning in. I'm just sharing with you some DaCosta Cup updates, from ISA. All right. So that's what the tables are looking like so far. All right. And again, the matches are being played. So the table will be updated accordingly. And, I'll try to bring you updates as best as I can. All right. So let's just go back to the top and I'll just give you the opportunity to call in if you'd like to call in. If not, we'll just wrap this one up and just wait for the next live. So there's an upcoming live at 7:15, I believe. All right, and that one will definitely talk about Eugene and the Diamond League final. So if you're interested in that, for sure, tune in at 7:15. Please ensure that you turn on your post notifications so you do not miss any updates. I would love to hear from you. Who will win the DaCosta Cup? Which team are you supporting? Support your school. I would love to hear from you. So if you would like, you can call the WhatsApp number that is on screen. Would definitely love to hear from you. So let me just check the chat here to see what is happening in the chat. And not seeing any new comments. Not seeing any new comments in the chat. All right, not seeing any new comments. So I'll just, okay, let me just take this call. Hello, caller, you're live.
Hello, Natasha. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I was just following you, going through those, results of the DaCosta Cup. And, quite a few teams are in the DaCosta Cup for sure. And, some have started out well, some hasn't gotten the best start. But, it's good that the teams are up and running. And I must, say that, people need to go out and support their teams. You don't know what will happen. The season is young. Support can do a lot to the morale of the players. And just knowing that you are there supporting them as a family member, a friend, a teacher, somebody who is significant to them, that can give them that push to do better. But, I must say all the best to all the teams. And, hopefully the best team will win the competition. Which team is the best team? I don't know, right?
Your team is the best team. I like how you say that may the best team win because everyone is supporting a team and in true Jamaican spirit and when we think about country, and I guess the same for Kingston, like the corporate area, the Manning Cup. But once you're supporting a team, you're carrying a team to win. You might become disappointed if they lose, but you're carrying a team. You just have your team as the best team. So win, lose, or draw, your team is the best team. And I know, like based on my experience, once you're supporting a side, man, it's just a side. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're from the country, right? Real country.
Yeah, I'm from the country.
All
Real
right.
country school.
All
Yeah.
right. So which team are you supporting? Which school is your school? Which school is the best school?
I'm torn as it relates to that. I have DC is my team, to be honest. DC is my alma mater,
So
so
DC
I
as
have to
in the
support
Carteret College.
the Carteret College. Yeah, and I have great ties with Central High as well. So those are the two teams that I hold dearly to my heart. But I just love to see quality football being played, young people being able to express themselves in multiple ways, and sports is a great medium through which they do that. So, you know, I'm just watching and enjoying the competition. I must add this that last year was really interesting because a Central High would never be carried to reach the final in any way or form, or to reach the semis, or to advance out to the round of 16. So what Central proved last year is that once you have a little faith and you go out there and do your best, you can do great things. And I think that should be an inspiration to a number of small schools who are not on the radar of most people, because most people tend to support the schools who are successful. So, things are going to talk about Glenmore, CC, those schools are
DC.
going to be,
I
those
don't
schools
know
are
why you're
going to
just
be on top
calling
of
out.
it.
I don't know why you're just calling out certain schools. Come on.
Because those are the teams that get the support because of their history. And that's what the point I'm making, that,
Okay. Okay.
sometimes, sometimes the little teams can come through and have a good season or two. And, I guess once you have a few good seasons, you're not a little team anymore. So that's the thing. I guess it's all about the program that is in place, and, the zeal and zest of the players to go out there and achieve greatness. So, as I said, last year Central did it. Central upsetted a whole lot of other teams. Central made it through ahead of schools like Glenmore, CC. Well, CC was at the final,
Yeah.
but they made it to the final with
I would
CC
say
and
CC gifted
the
Central. So
Stets,
yeah.
Stets, and some other teams. I I wouldn't say that. It might
Manchester.
look that way. Yeah, Chester Stets. I think they were in Stets. Were playing against Stets at one time. Memory serves
I'm
me
not
correct.
sure, but remember that Central had to, I guess, get past Manchester High to get into the final, right?
Yeah, they played Manchester at the semi-final.
Right. So that match was like, oh my God, like it was just beautiful. And I'm so happy for Central in that moment because they showed up and showed off when it mattered the most. And the captain, like, I don't know if the captain at that time, Central Eye, if he knew or he had that hunch that, this thing is going to go to sudden death and I am going to be the one to take it for the team. Like that's what happened, I guess, based on what I'm remembering, after they went through
Yeah,
and it went to that point because Manchester got a lifeline, I guess, back into the game, and then it went to sudden death, and penalties. And
yeah.
he came
But if
and
you, if you remember, if you remember the game carefully, I'm not sure what the score ended at, but I remember Carnegie missing a penalty that allowed the game to be, on level terms.
no, I
Because
don't
if
think
he
it
had
was
scored
in
that
the I
penalty,
don't think it was in the penalty shootout. I think he missed
no, no,
like
no, that was in regular time.
regular
No,
time, right?
you're
Okay,
saying that,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So he missed a penalty in the regular time. So if he scored that, they would have won the match. But you have to just take it when it comes. take it when it comes, and Central High did really well to get to the final. They were any match for CC, but it should be a nice plaque back at your school when you go back to see, all right, now I contested the final, even though I came in second best. I'm not sure you guys were expecting me or expecting us to go this far. So that was great reward, I guess, for good work that we did over the time period preparing for that tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And I like that for Central in terms of motivation and in terms of, you know, the students going back with that belief, that confidence that, anything is possible. They can do it, once you set your mind to it, you can definitely achieve it. And this is why I say to people, support your school and support them, win, lose or draw. Go out and support your team, support them. The students, they deserve the support, and there's so much that they can learn from sports, lots and lots and lots. And so we just want to ensure that we are supporting them the best way that we can. So if you can show up to the games and cheer them on, if you can contribute to the schools in terms of programming, because it takes a lot, nutrition to get gears and whatever else that they need, support in whatever way that you can, so that, each of us, we
Yeah,
can play our part in ensuring that, we are supporting our students to be successful.
yeah, the support is really amazing. The support is received, and it's amazing because I can just imagine a young man who's good at soccer but is not able to have, doesn't have the necessary views. And if he can get that, and that's something that he's good at, that could be his, way forward. That could lead to him becoming a professional soccer player or football player. So we don't know. People have different interests and skill sets, and we have to just make sure that people who are sports inclined, they are given the opportunity that they need, so that they are able to express themselves in that way, so that they can go forward in that particular way as well. So that's it. We can't underestimate the power of sports, and it's always good to show support to the younger ones, the kids and the students. That's how you teach them a lot of stuff, as you mentioned. A lot of lessons can be learned from sports. Teach them good sportsmanship, how to work a team, especially as we're talking about soccer here. you know Real good lessons can be learned from this, and that can be strong foundation to build their future going forward.
Yes, for sure, definitely, definitely. So what are your views on the Central Glenmere match on Saturday?
Well, I don't know exactly how the teams are. Did Glenmere play a match already? I know that Central's first game is going to be against actually.
Yes,
Is it
Glenmere
going to be the
played.
first game for both teams?
No, Glenmere played
No.
already. Glenmere played against Old Darba, and they won, I believe, 4 goals to nil.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that Central should be beaming with confidence based on their performance from last year, and there should be a certain amount of belief that is in the squad as well, and maybe even experience. I'm not sure how the players were turned over in terms of how many persons left the team, but as I said, the team should have a really good morale, a good camaraderie, good belief too that we did this last year, so we can go into these games with that level of confidence. So I'm thinking it's going to be a good game. As they talk about Glenmere, Glenmere has always had good football teams over the years, so we're expecting nothing less from them. And that Glenmere was, in time gone by, Glenmere was one the school that ruled Deco football. So I am sure that they're craving to be back at the pinnacle of schoolboy football as it relates to the Deco, and they're going to come all guns blazing. So I think it's going to be a good, it's going to be a good match, knowing that the defending champions is playing against the former champions. So defending
The
they're not the
runner-up.
defending champions. The runner-up is played against the former champions. My bad, it's the name. Yeah, so that's going to be a good match.
Let's
Going to be a
see.
good
And
match.
I am not in the best place, but I could do with both schools in in different zones. But it is what it is, and let us see. Let us see. Yeah. So similar to how you have a DC Central kind of thing, that's the same with a Glenmere Central, connection. But color red one Central, so the thing set. So the thing set right now, but we'll see. But one Central, one Central, one Central. I would love to see
So
Central
let
win.
me put you on the spot now. Let me put you on the spot now. Do you think that the Glenmere team will be mindful that Central was the runner-up last year and will not take them for granted? Or do you think they're, going to just say, well, this is just another game and we should have enough to beat them? Or do you think they're going to approach them in terms of approach the Central game in terms of their minds?
All right, let me try and put on a Glenmere or get a Glenmere mindset right now. Let me see. Glenmere definitely is going to come and play. All right, they're going to play, and they're going to show up in a way where they want to show off. And look, this is the Glenmere. All right. So we should see that type of football from Glenmere. I'm not expecting anything less. They're going to come with their A+ game. That's just Glenmere. I'm looking forward, to seeing that, and that's my expectation there. I can't speak specifically to the team. I did not see the Old Harbor match, so I cannot say, how they're playing, what is happening. But 4 goals to 0 is a good indication that, they have a good team at least. I'm not sure how strong the Old Harbor team was to say perhaps they could have scored more, or what the context was there. So, but Glenmere for sure, they're going to come and they're going to play. It's like, I'm going to show you Central that we are Glenmere. All right. And this is how Glenmere do Glenmere stuff or whatever. We're going to see something like that. This is what Glenmere does, and this is how we do it, or whatever. So we're going to see that. Central, they're going to come and they're going to play. And what I would want or where I would want Central to be is mentally ready. I guess physically they're going to be, and we're going to see that. But I feel where the match where they will win or lose is that mental preparedness. And if they have that in terms of the confidence and, and just being ready mentally, I feel that, it's going to be a really good game. So I feel for a Central, once they're physically ready, the next part to pretty much, top that off to complement that would be their mental preparedness. So the self-esteem, the confidence, just being in a good, place mentally. That is what I feel will help them to power through this one. If it is that they're on the field and lacking, then we might not see the type of game that we want. But just using my Glenmere mindset, they're going to come with that confidence. They're going to come and they're going to be ready. It's just that type of school, unless the culture has changed, but they're going to come ready and ready to play. And so I want Central to be ready to play physically, mentally. All the alleys covered, and we're good. Not hearing you, Rurian, if you're still here, I hope.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was hearing you. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I hopefully these guys. Did they indicate where the match is going to be played? Because that's probably something that's important too. Because sometimes they don't necessarily play the matches close to where the schools are, or it's a home game for them. I guess they will be at probably at their school somewhere there.
Let me just do a quick check to see if I can get that information, but let's see. All right, and as we're talking right now, CC is, I guess, playing Kellits, and it's 4 goals to CC, and Kahim Dixon scoring all 4 goals. So we saw Dixon scoring 2 goals on Saturday. So Dixon scoring 4 goals here. So just to provide you with that, that update there. And I'm just trying, what am I looking for again? Okay, Glenmere and Central match. But you can keep talking, Ruren. I'll just, as soon as I find that information, I'll just let
No
you know.
worries. So it's good to see that Dixon is continuing with his scoring. I guess his first hat trick for the season. Obviously, he's a good player. But CC seemed to have a good team, put together there. I was watching a bit of the game that they played last time,
Oh,
and
just to
they
pause you there. So that's actually the full-time result there. So Clarendon College 4, Kellits 0, and all 4 goals, I guess, coming from Dixon.
okay. Well, that's. I think CC. Based on what I saw last year, they're just playing the games and closing them out early. I would love to see the times for the goals because I remember the last game that they played. Who did they play against again? I'm not remembering the team they played against last time, but
Lennon.
Lennon. Okay, yeah, against Lennon. Yeah, they scored the 4 or 5 goals in half of the first half. So like about 25 minutes, they were 5-0 up, and the game was done and dusted. So I think they closed the game out early, and then they get some other players to get that sort of league of experience. I think that's kind of what they're doing, just getting their squad exposed to the playing conditions and all of that, just in case they need to make any changes or just so that people can get a feel of the game play or get a feel of the inside.
All right.
So that's kind of what.
Yeah, some other updates here for you and Edwin Allen. So this is, I guess, perhaps they're pretty much almost done now. Edwin Allen 2, Thompson Town 0. All right, so the last time we saw Edwin Allen and Porus, and they were like 18 goals, if I'm not mistaken. So this is good to see here. Edwin Allen 2, Thompson Town 0 so far there. DaCosta Cup update.
Yeah, so teams are doing well. Teams are doing well. You have to just go out and play. So I'm happy for the boys. They're out and up and running, and I hope that they're getting the usual support. As schoolboy football tend to get a good support get good support in Jamaica. Hopefully, the schoolboys are still drawing up support.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so I know I can tell you that Dixon scored 1 goal in the 26th minute. So 1 goal was scored there. And let me just see, I'm just checking. And he also, the first goal was scored in the 3rd minute. So very early, the 3rd minute. That was the first goal from Dixon there for Clarendon College. And then we see Dixon scoring again, I believe the 26th, that's what I said. Yeah, the 26th minute. And I believe the next two came in the 66th and 67th minute. Can you imagine? One after the other, pretty much. Yeah, 66 and 67th minute. Yeah.
Oh, oh, total domination there by CC.
Yeah.
But you know,
Blue
it's
Nation.
early times in the games and early times in the season too. So I guess you know if you have your team and you know the quality team that you have, you want to just get your best team out there, close out the games, and get your best guys off the park again, just so that they stay injury free and also
Yeah.
their you know
Just a moment,
yeah. So
Ruben.
probably that's
Earlier I said Edwin Allen Porus. It wasn't Edwin Allen. It was Demby, I believe, and Porus. It wasn't Edwin Allen. All right. So yeah.
yeah. So yeah, CC looking very dominant. So I'm not sure which team is going to be able to keep them in check. But we look forward to see what is going to happen as it relates to CC and they're going forward in this first round.
Yeah, for sure. Like the expectation is that CC and Edwin Allen perhaps going to top this one. And I guess with CC scoring 4 goals, and what did I say? Edwin Allen was on 2, so that will bring CC to 9 goals. So goal difference there. So perhaps CC will now go to the top of the table, having a better goal difference than Edwin Allen. So we're saying perhaps that Edwin Allen is going to win Thompson Town if that match is not yet over. So far we saw 2 goals to 0 in favor of Edwin Allen. So that's the table there. So in that zone, we have Edwin Allen, Clarendon College, Kellitz, Thompson Town, Lennon, Claude McKay. So CC and Edwin Allen, I guess, going out.
Okay, that's your prediction, I guess. Well, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. Let's see. As I said, CC looks really good, and the other team is doing well as well. So not bad prediction. Not a bad prediction from that. As I said last year with Central going through, we have to just be mindful that yeah, what did you call it? A team that is not so known for its success might be peaking this year as well. So let's see how that works. And as it gets closer to the final, then we'll see, the better teams emerging, and we can give better predictions of what will happen in the games.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm just trying to find where Glenmuir and Central where they're going to play. All right. I'm just trying to get that information before we close out. But if not, I'll post that information on the community tab there, so you can always check that out. All right, so you can definitely check that out. So far we know that Edwin Allen, they are 2 goals ahead of Thompson Town. All right, so definitely I guess we'll get some more information there for that one. I'm just trying to find when Glenmere plays on the 16th. Saturday is the 16th, right?
Yes, Saturday is the 16th.
We'll find that soon enough. We'll find that information for sure, and we'll perhaps post that information on the community tab.
But a really interesting season of schoolboy football coming up. Well, it's already started, so it's going to be an amazing one, I think. Can't wait to see it unfold. See which teams will come to the fore as it relates to the, the end of the season, where you see better teams tending to emerge when we get to the 16s and the quarterfinals, and really interesting times ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Some good times ahead, as you would say there. So for sure, I'm just looking here. So these are matches for the 14th. And I'm just looking to see, not seeing the venue yet, for Glenmere Old Harbor, but I guess I could look to see where they're home and away. But because Central has not yet played, not seeing that information, but let's look.
Yeah, I guess as soon as you find it, you'll put it up on the community tab. Make sure that the soccer lovers are interested, or are kept up to date with with the scores and results. So that's how it is. But yeah, soccer is in the air, soccer season. So persons who love soccer, they are really happy, and I hope they're going out to games and support the youngsters.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, for sure. And, again, as you said, please go out, support your team, support the students. They have worked hard, hard for the season, some for years, and they're going out there to do their best to represent their schools and themselves. And so we want to just keep on supporting them and let them know that, you're there for them and that they can do it. And as you said earlier, Ruel, may the best team win. And remember that your team is the best team, and that's it. That's it. But I'm so sorry for people who are torn between two.
I understand. Well, you have to just support your teams whenever you see them out there, and hopefully they don't clash. But if they're even the two best teams in the cup, then chances are they're going to be final. But you have to just watch and support, and give your support to your team or team, so that the kids know that you're behind them all.
And what happens when they're clashing? What do you do?
You support both teams.
How do you do that?
You get one flag for the other team and one, and you shake them the same.
Oh Lord. So it's like I just need to see. I want to see Central out. I want to see Central out. And I want to see Glenmere out. So that means who is not going to come out? And I think it's two, right? Two going from each zone.
I'm not sure exactly how that breakdown is I know I looked at it sometime last year, but I think they play and they go to a round of, I'm not sure. I think there's a round of 16 though, and then
I don't think
quarterfinal.
it's round of 16 yet. Don't quote me on that one, but
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that would be the round of when they come
no.
out of their group. I don't think so. Because probably they have some zone stuff. I'm not sure. But they're going to go across zones, I think,
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They're going to mix them.
But
Yeah.
I'd have to check that out again. I'm not 100% sure. But
So
after that, they're
I'll
going to
leave
some
you to check. I'll leave you to check that out, and then you can come back and I guess provide us with an update.
Okay, let's see how that goes.
For sure. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome. Please remember to hit the like button. If this is your first time here, please remember to hit the subscription button as well. And, in this one, we shared, the Costa Cup points update so far. And as was published earlier today by Issa, and as you know, the games are continuing. So perhaps by the time you're watching this, the table is changing in the context of the results. And that is to be expected because, again, games are playing. And we'll try our best here to keep you updated as best as possible. All right. And when we cannot make it live, we'll share information, under that community tab. So please remember to turn on that post notification, right? So tap that bell and select all so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. Voices in Education is a safe space where we can share and learn from each other. We understand that each of us, we have different perspectives, different views, opinions, or even wonders. And that is totally okay. This is where we want to hear your voice and we share in a respectful way. All right. With that, difference, your uniqueness, that contributes to diversity. And there is so much richness in diversity that allows us to share and learn from each other. Importantly, Voices in Education has a goal to support students. So every like, view, comment, share, subscription, yes. And if you decide to support this channel by way of super chat, super stickers, totally okay too. We'll appreciate that. We ask that you just keep on supporting and keep on hitting that subscription button so that we can continue to grow together. All right. So this was pretty much our little conversation about, the Costa Cup, where the tables are at right now in the context of points. And again, the tables are updating as the games are being played. All right. So again, we'll try to bring you the updates as best as we can. All right. Once they're published, and we might not be live all the time, but we'll share that information under the community tab. All right. Please ensure that you go out and support your school. Support your school, support the kids, support them. They work hard. And, it's good to know that, persons are appreciating what you do. You have persons supporting, what you do. And let me tell you something. Sometimes all they want is for somebody to see them, somebody to believe in them. All right. So once you're there and supporting, you're allowing them to feel, that they are being, recognized. They can see that and they know that, I have some persons rooting for me. I have some persons who believe in me. And that can be so empowering. All right. Remember, support them in whatever way you can. Your team is the best team. Win, lose, or draw, as Ruran said earlier, whatever team you're supporting, your team is the best team. And may the best team win. That means, you know what that means? Each of you, each of you, so each school is a winner. Because if you're supporting the best team and they're supporting a school, your school is a winner. So by virtue of these kids, students going out there on the field and giving that ball their best kick, that is definitely, a good thing. And we want to support our students. We want to keep them engaged as best as possible. And, sports, there's so much that, can come from sports. And we have seen that, it has changed the lives of many persons. And so we want to encourage students. So if they're strong, in the context of sports, we want to provide that support for them so that they can be successful. Similarly to how we're providing supports for students, albeit sometimes not enough, where they can be successful in the context of academics. So we want to create that balance, and we want to give our students the best shot at success in whatever area, that they're trying to be successful in. We want to ensure that we're supporting them, and D-Cup, definitely a way to do that. And for sure, we're going to balance the narrative. We're going to balance the narrative. Although I am a country girl, we're going to balance the narrative. We'll definitely try and provide the Manning Cup update tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And please ensure that you hit that subscription button, turn on that post notification. It is important so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. All right. It's definitely important that you do those things. Ruren, do you have any final comments?
Just want to say all the best to you guys and all the best to the supporters. Be safe when you go out there. Make sure you set good examples for the youngsters so that they can emulate you. And just to support these kids, they are learning how to win, how to lose, how to deal with their emotions, how to play as a team, how to display good sportsmanship. All of these things are going to be entrusted upon them, and we just need adults to be around them who are responsive and able to help them, to motivate them so that they can do their best. And as long as they do their best, I think that will be good enough for them. So just wishing them all the best, and that's so that they, can execute their games the best way possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And if you're here and you're interested in the conversation at 7:15, so later on in just about an hour and 15 minutes, you can definitely join us for that. And we'll be talking sports and more, lessons, expectations, words of encouragement. And, that is always important in terms of, utilizing what is happening on the track and trying to apply some of those contexts to our everyday life. So I'll see you soon, and take care, everyone. Blessings and love. like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you can listen to the different voices in education. Stay tuned.